Hi, my name is Randall Clark. I'm the president of the Center for Neurosomatic Studies. I am here today with Hannah Andres. She is one of our graduates, and I'm going to let her tell you about what's going on with her and what life is like after graduating from CNS. So Hannah, tell us a little bit about kind of what's happened since you've graduated from school.
All right. So I graduated 2019, in I think it would have been September. Um, and I definitely tried to start my own business right out of COVID or out of school, which would have been a great idea, but then COVID started soon
Yep.
after.
Yep.
Looking back, not a terrible thing in the long run because I was able to like do some of the back end things and then like really have more time than I planned to kind of fine tune that. I did work like several side jobs graduating school. I'm thankful for you can get your personal training cert as well at CNS. So I was able to work as a personal trainer. Then I had a background coaching as well. I ended up doing those things a little bit more and longer than I planned on due to
Sure.
COVID, but looking back, I don't think it was necessarily a bad thing because there's a lot of things I learned from those jobs that I could kind of pick what I liked, what I didn't like, and then implement that in my own business. So a little bit different of a path. But basically, I did
Mhm.
initially start my own business, but it was like this curve of it being like 25% of my work, and then it kept going up, 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 and I'd kind of then ditched some of the like side hustles, if you will.
Right.
Um, Probably not the most orthodox way of doing it,
Well, COVID kind
but
of
it
makes
worked.
no one orthodox. Yeah, that's the way it went.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
where are you at now? What's going on with your current practice?
So now the last year or so, I've been like full time working for myself, which has been great. Like I said before, I think I learned a lot from those other jobs, but being able to like fully dive in full energy on like just running a neurosomatic therapy business has really been awesome. I rent an office in St. Pete and see people pretty local to that area. I love it. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
So, yeah, obviously you told us already about some of the challenges you faced getting from here to
Mm-hmm.
there.
Oh yeah. That
Um,
kind of on the
was
next
there
question.
anything that else that kind of jumped out at you of like let's say when you were kind of going in full time to NS,
Uh-huh.
where what did you find is like, okay, here's here's maybe something I did that maybe if I going back I would have done it differently or something like
Yeah. I think, and a lot of this does stem back to like getting trying to up and grow my business coming out of COVID. I definitely undercharged, which I was aware of because I would have people come in being like, "You're not charging enough. People are gonna think you're like a sketchy massage place." Like, this is just straight up feedback.
that's good. When your
But
patients are telling you
also,
you're undercharging, that's a
yeah, and
sign.
part of it's like being young, and I don't think as a new graduate you should charge as much as a more senior graduate, but I think coming out of a very like scarcity time, I felt like, well, I just got to get busy.
Mhm.
So looking back, I think I should have started out less than I charge now, but it shouldn't have been like half as much. It should have been like
Right.
a third as much. So at the end of the day, I helped people for a very discounted rate for a while. So I can't look back and regret it. But I guess my advice to graduates would be like sit down and think about like what your worth is, and it shouldn't be charging the same as much as you or Paul, but like don't be afraid to like have that number.
Sure.
Because
That,
I find now like I still discount people like if they express it, but you shouldn't like assume people can't afford your service. So it's more like pick your going right. If someone says they can't afford it, you can be a human and be like, sure, I'll take
yeah,
25% off.
yeah,
So I'd say
that
that's
great,
something
great advice. Always easier to
yeah.
go down than up, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's very good advice. Very good
Yeah,
advice.
and eventually, like, had to do the thing and raise my prices. And even with that, I thought people would be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And they were like, yeah, that's fine. So that's
Yeah.
when I'm like, oh, I could
Oh,
have
I
been
am
charging this. You didn't even like
undercharging.
bat an eye. So
If all of them are like, oh yeah, you should have been charging that the whole time.
exactly. So I'd say would be something I maybe didn't do great. But I was also like 24 and trying to figure it out. So
Sure.
sorry.
But good advice for those coming out of school. Yes.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
good stuff. Okay. So you started 2018 at CNS.
Yeah.
You weren't local, right? You came from up north somewhere?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I came
So
from
what drew you to
Massachusetts.
CNS? What made you decide to make the move and come?
Um, It was kind of random how it all happened. I was in a DPT program at the time, and I was about to enter like the grad school phase of physical therapy. And really great program. My friends that graduated are crushing it, but kind of had the moment where I was like, I don't know if this is exactly what I want to do, but I don't want to feel like I just wasted 3 years of like pretty high level like anatomy and this and that. Um, and similar to probably a lot of people, like when you get into a program like this when you're 18, you maybe just didn't consider other options. Like I didn't even know neurosomatic therapy was a thing.
Right.
So it honestly just took like a breaking point of like feeling like it wasn't my path. Um, like my grades are okay, just it didn't feel quite right for various reasons. And I just literally went on the internet and was like, what can I do with a health science degree? And not that you even need that to get into this program, but I kind of found like your website and all that, and I was like, wow, this actually like incorporates like a lot of the things I like that was drawn to physical therapy for, but also gets to the things that I felt like was missing or didn't quite jive with. It just really felt like a good fit for me. So I took kind of an enormous leap of faith and walked away from what could have been a really good career, probably graduated early and then moved to Florida, not knowing a soul, but it worked out well.
It certainly did. You
Yeah.
got married recently, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you found a partner and things are
Yeah.
going well there, and great.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So if someone was considering coming to
Hmm.
CNS, what kind of advice would you have for them about
Okay.
starting the program?
I'd say it's definitely hard, like in a good way. Like I said, I was in already like fast tracked in a physical therapy program and had taken like college level anatomy, and like what you take at CNS is going to be like more thorough than that. Which is also why when you graduate, you're really good at what you do. So I'd just say if you're looking at the program, you need to have like a realistic expectation that oh sorry, did I cut out?
You're
Am I good
good.
there?
You're
Okay.
good.
Just that it is a hard program and like go into it like prepared to have like the time set aside for that. Like I think I had one semester I tried to work like 30 hours a week in addition to being in school, and I couldn't do it. I pretty much found like 20 hours a week is like a sweet spot. I can still like make money, pay my bills, but like you need a certain number of hours set aside from the hours you're in school to study to this and that, to not just graduate, but to graduate like with your head on your shoulders, knowing
Right,
what to
right.
do.
Really set aside the study time and the time
Yeah,
you need outside of class. Uh,
yeah,
that getting that balance, that work-life balance, that's
yeah,
like work,
yeah.
school.
And you can do both. I
Yeah,
don't think you like need to not work to pass this program, but like, and everyone's different. Like I'm a pretty slow reader and don't have the best like I don't have a photographic memory. Maybe if you're one of those people, you could get away with working 30 hours
sure.
a week. I found I turned into like an insomniac when I pushed that. So I guess just kind of setting aside like time to figure out like how am I going to tackle this, because it's worth it. You graduate really knowing your stuff, but if you think it's just like night school you can wing on the side, it's a lot more than that.
It's more than that. Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
good advice. Good advice. All right. Well, one last thing for you.
Mhm.
What's the best thing about what you do right now? What do you like about it?
Um, I'd say just kind of having the like autonomy to help people as you seem fit. I think a lot of times, and this is maybe my bias of like having friends that are like physical therapists or PAs, like working in true healthcare. They're smart, they know their stuff, but sometimes like they're literally scheduled like 2 to 3 patients in an hour, and it's like they might have all of everything to help someone, but like they physically can't with how they're scheduled. So I think graduating this field, not only do you know everything, it's like a business you're kind of supposed to run. Even if you're working for someone, it's like you have like an hour to 90 minutes with a person. If you want to know more about something, then great, take your next CEU in that course. Like I just feel like it's the pressure in the way, because you'd ultimately decide how well you do, and people are coming in paying their own cash. Like they're not going to come back if they're not helping you, which can be a little scary when you first start. But
Well,
at the end of the day, if you're good at what you do, people will keep coming back, and you have the ability to help them. Like you kind of dictate how it works. So
all
I
right.
think I actually like that.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for your time, Hannah. I appreciate you
Of
taking
course.
time out. I know it's a busy schedule for you. So I appreciate you taking the time, and good luck with your future stuff. I know
Thank you.
I've heard wonderful things about what you're doing over there in St. Pete.
Awesome.
And so keep up the good work.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Randy. Couldn't have
All
done it
right, take
without
care.
all those 4-hour anatomy lectures.
Oh yeah. We've switched it around. It's actually 5 hours now. So
I
it's
heard. I'm
even
like, I
more.
don't know
Yeah.
how they're doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to drop in. I really do want to come by and see what's
We'd
happening.
love to have you anytime.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Where's